A lot of people are afraid of taking medication, be it something to give you instant relief from horrible anxiety, such as a benzodiazepine, or just the SSRIs or SNRIs, all the different antidepressant medications you can take. Are antidepressants the only way out of a major depressive episode? I mean, or is there any other hope if those don't work?
Well, as you probably know from knowing me and reading my book, antidepressants did not work for me.
Right.
So I had to find another way out besides drug therapy. Now that being said, I think that drug therapy or antidepressants should be tried when someone's in depression, because for many people they do work. The majority of people. But there's a strong minority. The figures range anywhere between 20 and 40% who antidepressants do not work for or only provide a mild relief of symptoms.
Right.
If that's the case with anybody listening to this, there are other ways I speak of in my book and on the website, specifically exercise, social support, diet and nutrition, and other types of, especially ways of regulating your thinking using cognitive therapy that can be used to change the mood. There are many, many ways to change one's mood besides just drugs. I mean, even just getting a massage will help you feel more relaxed. It may not be sufficient, but if you do that and you breathe deeply and you think really nice thoughts about a happy time in your life, you do all those three things, maybe a shift can occur.
Sure.
So my philosophy is the more different things you try out, the better. Medications are a tool. They can and should be used, but if they don't work, there are other options to try.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, Doug, a question I get on YouTube from my viewers and subscribers and the people that personally reach out to me a lot, it just keeps coming up, is the feeling that they are going crazy, and they are afraid that in their depression, in their horrible anxiety and agitation, their depersonalization, they have a true fear that they may be losing their mind, and they're almost certain they're going crazy. And so they always ask, am I going crazy? What would you say to these people that have never really experienced this type of mood disorder before, when they are sinking into it and they have that fear that they might be losing their mind? What would you say to them?
Well, I would say that what they're really fearful of is they're going crazy and they're never going to come back.
Oh, okay.
That this is a permanent state. They are experiencing a change of perception. So they are in an altered state, and it is not normal, and it is scary, and it is uncomfortable, but it's not permanent.
But it doesn't have to be permanent. Yeah.
It won't be permanent, because the mind and the body are constantly changing. So what they have to do is find out, go to talk to somebody who's a mental health professional or a diagnostician or a psychiatrist, and find out what these symptoms are, and then what they're suffering from, and then what can be done about it. So no, just because it's sort of like in the days when someone, I know as you bring this up, but in your 60s, people would take drugs, and they'd have a trip, and they would feel like they're going crazy. Maybe they were for the moment, but then they'd come back down.
Right.
Think of this as the drug trip that was induced by your own brain.
That's a good way to look at it.
Your own brain has created this really bad trip in your mind that you are suffering from, but it is temporary, because eventually one of two things are going to happen. You're going to come down naturally, as when a regular drug wears off, right?
Right.
Just like if you get really startled and afraid, like you almost get hit by a car, and you're in this hyper, adrenaline state.
Right.
And then,
fight or
and then
flight
over time, fight or flight, and then your brain just calms down,
right,
on its own. You didn't have to do anything. So either the brain will calm down on its own, or you will get a treatment that will help it to calm down. So you're not going crazy, you're not losing your mind, you're in a state of, not normal consciousness, altered state, which is very unpleasant. But you're here, the real you is still here. This is the condition that you are experiencing, but the condition is not your essence. It's from outside of you. The basic you has remained intact and will resurface once the condition is gone.
Perfect. Yeah, that's a great answer.